Hello my friends and welcome to Worldly Talks. This is the show where we talk to freelancers in all forms and sizes to find out what makes them tick and to see how they face their challenges. In today's episode we're gonna talk to fellow Swede Linus Gamnis, who will talk to us about his work as a photographer. This is the YouTube side in our growing community called Worldly Beings, and if you like this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, click that bell button, and please follow our journey on Instagram at worldly_beings. Now it's time for Rasmus and his interview with Linus.
Yes. Now for today's episode, we are joined by Linus. Hi and welcome to Worldly Talks. We are so happy to have you here. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, hi. My name is Linus Gamnis, and I run a business called Gamnis Foto och Musik, where I do both photographing and I perform in music. But I think we will focus mainly on the photographing in this episode, right?
Yes.
All right.
So how long have you been doing photography? For when did it start for you?
I haven't done it for a very long time, to be honest. I actually bought my first camera like 1.5 years ago. And after that, I've been kind of like obsessed with it. So it's been almost a full-time job for me, like in how much time I spend with the camera and learning. So it's gone quite fast, actually. But I'm like an all-in kind of person. So when I love something, then I will do like what would you say? Like when I'm awake, I think about photographing, kind of like, yeah.
So was that, how long did it take from when you bought the camera to when you decided that, okay, I'm gonna do this?
I think it took about maybe half a year. When I started to think about, I think I want to do this, but I still want to do the music part. So I think that's the thing that I'm trying to to balance right now, and I'm trying to be able to combine those two kind of things. And the music part, I kind of already have settled, and the photographing is the where I'm kind of learning and how to do things. But still, I've learned so much in like the last year or so. You can learn so much by just spending time doing what you love, and reading YouTube. The internet is like a wonderful place to learn things. So yeah.
Yeah, academic education gets you a living, but self-education gets you wealth.
Yeah, exactly.
That once said, I don't remember his name, but
yeah, and I can also or maybe we come to that later with the top 3 do's and don'ts and stuff. So yeah, we'll leave it there.
So what is your process behind taking these photos? Is there a long walk, or do you have a thought process behind it before actually taking the photos?
From the beginning, I mainly just walked out because I just love being outside and being able to capture like the moment. But the more I was doing it, I realized that I could be able to capture some moments better. And that's the thing, I think, that you have to be able to know as a landscape photographer, that there's a lot of planning into it. And it's all about just the forecast and knowing which kind of light, which time of the day that's the best kind of time for specific things that you want to capture and stuff. So it's just like being outside in the middle of the day. I rarely get good pictures from that because the light is so harsh. And that's the thing, like from the beginning, I didn't know of it. I was just being outside and thinking like, why don't I get good pictures? And then I just learned by doing. And so nowadays I plan a lot more. And usually recently I just take the bike with a bicycle and go out on the country roads with my backpack and like the tripod on my back, and just go wherever I want to. So I think I combine like the best of two worlds or something like that. I'm being spontaneous and planning at the same time, because I know in which situations or which times I should be outside for different kind of photographing. If that makes sense.
It does.
All right. I think that some photographs are more challenging than others in different aspects. I think because I recently just put out the splash, like the waves that splashed on the rocks. That was kind of challenging more in a physical way, because it was a storm and the waves were super big, and literally I got soaking wet taking this photograph. So I have like the equipment that I have to protect. So that was like so frustrating and so fun at the same time, because I was taking the photograph. So I knew that I had like half a second before the wave was crashing on me, and so I got soaking wet. So I just like took the photograph and then like turned around really fast so that my back got soaked in water instead. So that's challenging in that way, like the timing. But otherwise, I think like astrophotography is kind of challenging because it's so much technique in it. And you have to know a lot of things, like in which kind of situations the photograph is better, like the light pollutions, which direction, locations and stuff. So I think like in astrophotography have been a lot challenging, even in the post-processing. It's a lot different than other kind of photographing. Yeah, and I'm trying to learn more about portraits, and that's also like a challenge in knowing what kind of light from which directions and stuff. So, and the kind of editing. So I think that every kind of photograph is its own challenge. It has its own challenge. But I don't know if it's like the answer to that question.
Is your answer to that question?
It felt like I answered like super wide and big.
That's all right. So, and you've been doing this for a year now, or a year and a half, but like you've been doing it seriously for a year now.
I would say like, seriously 1 year, yeah.
Yeah. So during that year, it's a very short time, but have there been any like low points where you felt like, I don't want to do this? And if so, like how did you get out of it? What inspired you to keep going?
Yeah, well, for me, it's like I'm a very performance kind of person. I want to be best in everything I do, at least that's what I think that I'm good at. And photographing is something that I've kind of learned that I'm quite good at, but I still am quite bad compared to like the professionals, if you say so. And that's been a kind of a low point in like me knowing how long I have to reach that kind of level. But I wouldn't say that it had made me like wanted to give up or something. It's more like, yeah, I just have to accept that I don't compare myself to other people. I can just compare to myself.
Yeah, it is the everyday challenge for everybody who's trying to create something. Like,
yeah,
you question yourself and you see other people doing some great stuff, and you're like, I want to do that too.
Yeah, exactly. And some people who sees this might relate to being a very like performance heavy kind of person. And so that's been my biggest challenge, I think, like being more okay with being less good in some cases.
Right. So if you flip it, what's the best moment so far? What's the most insane thing that's happened during this 1 year?
I think it's just being able to do what you love is amazing. It's a privilege to like see new places, meet people, being able to capture amazing moments and then like transmit it to other people. So that, I think, because that's the main thing that I wanted for like my business and the kind of landscape and nature photographing, is that I want to show people how amazing it can be just to be outside, and you don't have to travel to New Zealand or Africa or America or whatever. You can just go outside because there is amazing nature all around us.
And you're also in one of the best country parts of Sweden to take photographs in. So
yeah, but honestly, I think you can be anywhere. You just have to know where to look. So you don't have to travel that far, to be honest.
But there's a difference between doing the photos as you do with all the planning and creating those lights and moments as you talked about before. But there's another aspect of this is that you do your own social media, which means that you do your own marketing. Like, what is the challenge behind that to get yourself out there without the help maybe, or without the budget that you don't have in the beginning maybe?
Yeah, I think it's all about a community, like building a kind of community. I think it's also like very important to be personal, and you have to work for it, because that's the biggest thing that I've realized, that people don't come to you just out of pure luck. Well, they can, but you have to work for it. And I see like being able to expose myself to others is just the opportunity for them to look at me and say, hey, I like this guy, I want to follow him, or I want to be able to buy a print from him or whatever, I want to work with him. So I see more like exposure. I work a lot for the exposure, and then just giving the opportunity to people to then decide what they want to do with it.
Okay. So if you were to give your absolute best advice for somebody who's just starting, what would it be?
If you talk about the like social media part, or
everything, like just starting your own brand or your own business of some sort, like what's the most you feel like it's the most important thing?
I think the most important thing is to know what your brand wants to accomplish and focus on, and then what your goal is and how you're going to reach it, like like steps to it. And also I think it's very important also not to forget that it should mainly be about doing what you love, and don't focus too much on the numbers, because that will take away a lot of the love in it.
Yeah, it could really drag you down.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've realized. Like a very small amount of time, I focused a lot on the numbers, more like I want to grow, but then I lost track of like the beautiful part in it, like my main goal from the beginning. And you have to like maintain your original goal, because that's why you started it, and that's what you love, and that's like your passion from the beginning. So don't lose track of that, whatever you do.
Perfect. So, is there anything new you have going on that you want to share? Like, you have any new projects or just anything big coming up?
Well, I'm releasing my website, and I'm having a giveaway. I don't know when this will broadcast, but I will do a giveaway with one of my prints, and then I will do another giveaway because I've grown so fast on Instagram. So I was like having a giveaway when I had 500 followers, because I've only had like my Instagram for 3.5 months or something. So when I reached 500, I said, I'm going to have a giveaway. But then preparing that, I reached 1,000. So, and I was thinking like, oh, I'm going to have a giveaway at 1,000 too. So now I'm going to have like 2 giveaways. Yeah, in a very short amount of time. So yeah, if you want
to do this video as well.
Yeah, so if you want like a print from me free, then check out the Gamnis Foto and participate, I guess.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Linus. This has been great. Is there anything else you want to add?
Thank you for letting me on. I just, I want to thank you, and I think it's a great like kind of community and channel you're trying to create. I think I wish you all the luck. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gamnis Foto, and I just want to tell you that I am currently doing a giveaway of one of my prints. And to win this, all you have to do is to like this video and to comment on this video, anything to be honest. And then you will participate to win my print. And that's all I had to say. Oh yeah, if you like landscape, astrophotography, nature overall, feel free to follow me on Instagram, Gamnis Foto. So I will see you there. Otherwise, have a very pleasant future. Bye bye.